My name is Matías Aviñó, and I'm the founder of Teach. So before we get into it, a little bit about me is that I'm 14 years old. I live in Miami, Florida. I just finished 8th grade at Belen Jesuit, and some of my interests are technology, rowing, and history. So how it started. So when I was in 5th grade, I came up with the idea of Teach because I wanted to know how students, as many of us are, who we need help. We ask questions, but a lot of times we don't feel comfortable asking teachers. Sometimes we don't feel comfortable asking students. So I thought of an idea of an app where we could all connect, and those students that were tutoring and helping the other students would be able to get community service hours in return for their help. So how to create an app? So for me, it was the first step was just to start. An idea requires execution and for you to follow through with your idea. You need to be organized. And for me, the first step in organizing my idea and following through was writing a business plan. My second step was then to create wireframe sketches, which I was able to do just drawing and then later on a website. And then my last step before really getting it off the ground was to talk to family and friends to discuss about security because it was dealing with students and kids, and just to ask for help with actual development of the app. So what was the problem that needed to have a solution? So everyone has questions and sometimes they just don't know who to ask. Also, only 37% of students are prepared for college level math and reading. So the solution that I came up with was to create an app where students within a school can connect to get answers to their questions. In return, tutors get community service hours. Also, schools are paying to allow access to all students, making tutoring accessible to everyone. The school also pays in a subscription-like service, like a subscription-like. How it's going. So after almost a year of development, we beta tested at my school, Belen. In just a year from testing, we expanded to almost 32 schools across the country. Some of those schools you can see on the right. And then currently we are in discussions with new schools and hoping our next goal is to hope to expand that number to at least 50 schools. So what's next? This summer, we are working on expanding our network. We're working on development to make Teach more accessible. And for the upcoming school year, Teach will be available on iOS, Android, and a web app, which will help make it more accessible to everyone. So, and then here's just a small video showing how easy it is to use the app and find a tutor and even become a tutor. And that's it. Thank you. And if you guys are interested in connecting with us, you can email us at info@yteach.com. You can go to our website, or you can request info using the QR code.
I'm going to your website right now.
Matías, I'm so inspired by this. I have a few questions. Do you have tolerance for my questions?
Yeah.
Amazing. First of all, awesome. The reason I have questions is because I have to say, I share your understanding that this is a necessary and timely opportunity and tool. And I'm curious to know how, I have two questions. One of my questions is, where do tutors come from? And like, what is limitations? Do tutors need to be local, or could global people perhaps put their hand up and become a tutor?
So mostly for safety reasons, it's limited. Yeah. The tutors are other students in your school.
Pardon me, I missed that. Fantastic. Love that. Second of all, how are you going to grow your network to 50 this year? What are some of the strategies you're going to put into action, or some of the learnings that you've had since your first few schools participants have come on that you're going to apply to expand that network?
So what's really worked for us is going to trying to make connections in person. And also we've gotten some traffic online through our website, and we're gonna really expand using going to conferences and stuff now that it's coming back, now that a lot of people have the vaccine, and also trying to use our social media presence to expand there too.
I have a question, Matthias. First of all, Matthias, I apologize. Can you stop sharing your screen for a moment so I can see everybody? Bravo. Thank you. So when did you realize you were a leader? And two, your website is dope. Dope. Love that.
Really, I started wanting to be a leader through sports. I do rowing, and it's really most boats that you're rowing in are with someone else. So just really wanting to help everyone else in the boat and trying to get everyone, you know, pumped up before a race and stuff like that, really through sports like that.
Can I share an insight with you, a personal insight with you that I think will help you? I see three types of people in the world. I see leaders, I see promoters, and I see users. Leaders and promoters don't have much use of users. And users, they don't give back. They just weigh things down. The job of a leader is to turn users into promoters. And the job of a promoter is to make a leader an effective person. The job of a leader is to make promoters want to lift them up. You do a really good job of converting promoters into leaders.
Thank you.
And I admire you for that. That is the whole point of why I teach, in my opinion, right?
Yeah, it's really helping everyone.
Yes. Bravo, sir.
Thank you.
Impressive.
Matías, before we let you go, can I ask, do you have a story of a user or a tutor and the success, the change that happened through YTeach? I'm curious if you have an anecdote.
Yeah, I do. Someone who is now really an essential part of our YTeach team, his name is Stefano. When he was at Belen, now he's in college. When he was at Belen and he was a tutor, there was a student who was he's still my really close friend, one of my best friends. And he was really struggling in some classes, and he didn't know, well, he wasn't struggling, but he needed some help in some areas in classes. And his mom really suggested to try and use YTeach, and really Stefano really helped him a lot, and they created a really close bond. Even they would do sessions like twice or three times a week. So that was really cool, and it helped him too. So it really helped create a connection there with a student and a tutor.
That's such a great story. And I have to, I can only imagine that the skills that they acquired were beyond the academic skills. There sounds like there's rich social emotional learning that comes out of that connection.
Yeah, especially when
Critical.
through COVID, when
Exactly.
when everyone was able to meet in person and stuff, you can really like become friends with your tutor and create that sort of relationship with them.
I would
I
be
admire
really curious
your
about,
instinct.
sorry. I would be really curious to hear about the impacts on people's mental health participating in this, because I think that's really, really critical stuff to be focused on right now. And I suspect that YTeach is actually a fantastic practical route to healthier minds and healthier hearts. So bravo on that front too.
I echo that. Record those stories, Matthias. Record them, because you build community. That's what you're building. Confidence, community, and personal self-respect. That's what you're building. A beautiful product. Thank you.
Thank you.
Matías, before we let you go, do you ask for the audience? What's something the audience can do for you?
Something the audience can do for us is, if they or someone that they know is involved in education, if they can really spread the word and try and to help us get into new schools and help more students, really just help us create a connection with someone that they know or with them.
Great job.
In the US right now?
What happened?
I'm from Canada. That's why I keep asking about is it the US only? Are you
Oh, it's not restricted to the US. Right now, we're in a bunch of states in the US from like Miami to California, but it's not limited to the US.
amazing? Great.
We have a
And-
question on
Oh, go ahead.
YouTube. Do you have a LinkedIn account, Matías?
I do not. My mom does though, in case you wanna.
Is she Matías's mom on LinkedIn? Because I would be. I would be Matías's best friend. Look at me. I'm next to the genius.
Bravo, Matthias. Keep it up. And thank you. And I hope we can catch up with you again at the next gift to hear how it's going and to all share learnings and carry those forward together.
Actually, let's just flat out ask. Matías, are you willing to come back for the next gift and tell us how it's going?
Yeah,
And
for sure.
we will promote you again because this is an idea whose time has come. And I think you're doing a great job with it.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me.
A
All right.
treat.
Enjoy
Thanks
your
for
day.
being here.